bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Hi everybody, welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Tony Hill. So you're a student, you've gone through years and years of school, you're in the 12th grade, and whether you graduate or not comes down to an exam. You've got to pass it. Stressful, I know, but there is a way to make sure that you are on top of things. Here to explain from a first-hand point of view is Massiele Begazzo, who is a 12th grade student in Montgomery County in Wheaton. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, glad to have you here. Now let's start by saying that you've taken the HSAs, or the high school assessment exams. How were they for you? Were they hard to do?
Personally, for me, they were basic and level, and I found them easy to pass.
Okay. Now, interestingly enough, because you did find it easy, but the exam in terms of actually keeping someone from actually graduating, getting that diploma, won't really take place until 2009. So you kind of skated under the radar, so it wasn't so much pressure for you.
No.
But do you feel that you were prepared for it? And if so, what was it that you did along the way that helped you to get prepared for the actual exam?
Definitely staying on task in your class and keeping up with the work and the content. If you don't understand anything, I mean, your teacher's always there to help you with that. Staying at that understanding level throughout the course, throughout the whole period. And if you don't, then you definitely want to contact your teacher about that.
Now, let me ask you a question. Having been a student myself about 100 years ago, it's sometimes tough for students when you're sitting there in the classroom and you don't quite understand something, but you think you should. You don't want to appear to not be so bright in front of your classmates. What do you say to students that sit there and they don't quite get it, but they're afraid to ask?
I was one of those kids. I many a time had a teacher who discouraged me to ask questions, but in the long run, it's best to ask questions to make yourself known that you don't understand. Many times other kids will find that they don't understand and they just don't have the guts to ask the same question.
And if you sit there and you don't ask, you'll never know. You ask that one time, and then from that point forward, you know. So even if you're embarrassed once, you got your education.
Nothing to lose.
All right. Let's move on and talk about your thoughts from a student's point of view about having to be, as a requirement, having to pass the HSAs to get a diploma. You think it's going to make a difference in students' future?
I definitely think it will. It's a basic level of understanding of the content. You're grasping it and you're putting it to use in real-world situations. If you don't, and if you don't pass these tests, it's going to be difficult to live your life and live your job according to the standards that we have in society. If you don't understand it, how will you do basic math in the outside world? Okay.
We're going to take a look at the Comcast calendar. It's got lots of dates on it for everybody at home because there are some testing dates, which is really kind of a test run. So did you take this once or did you take it multiple times?
For each subject I took it once, but I took it 4 times for different subjects.
Okay. And the good thing about this, again, is it kind of is a test run. So at the very least, students can take the exam now.
Yes.
They'll know what to expect. If they fall short in a particular area, then they know they need to brush up particularly on that area. Teachers
will provide preparation for the test. There are questions that are specialized for the HSA that they can get their hands on to. But basically staying on task in class and grasping the material as it goes on will assure you a passing score.
And you mentioned a very good point just a moment ago about, you know, when you get out into the work world, the job world, you know, if you're assigned with a task, if your job description is that you need to do 1, 2, and 3, you've got to be able to get it done. Otherwise, you obviously won't be able to keep that job very long.
Definitely.
Let me ask you, again, as a student who's taken the exam, obviously you were prepared. What would you suggest that instructors can do and parents can do to support their students in making sure that they are ready, not just from an educational point of view, but from an emotional point of view for this?
I recommend that they start in middle school preparing their kids, their students. I took algebra in middle school, so I had to take the exam in middle school. Little things like preparation, workbooks, being in close contact with the teacher so that you know your student's involvement and progression in the class. That will definitely lead you up to a good start.
Well, thank you for coming in and talking with us. Congratulations on passing the exam, and good luck with heading to college, which I know you are, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's Massiele Begazzo, who is a 12th grade student with Montgomery County in Wheaton. And if you know a newsmaker, please tell us about them at cn8.tv. Thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. Till next time, I'm Tony Hill.